Good afternoon. In the previous classes, we have seen a bit about the architecture and also what are the different kind of modes, that is duplex, simplex, full duplex. So now in this class, we will be seeing the transmission media, the different types of transmission media, and also various topics of transmission like wireless transmission, wireless propagation, etc. So first and foremost, the transmission media that are used to convey information or that are used to transmit information can be classified as two. So there are two kinds of transmission media. One will be guided and the other is unguided. So guided media provides a physical path along which the signals are propagated. So guided is a physical path, and physical paths such as twisted pair, coaxial cable, and optical fiber. So they are basically wired. So they can be twisted pair, coaxial cable, and optical fiber, while unguided media employ antenna. And this antenna transmit the signals through air, vacuum, or water. Now, basically, whenever we are talking about transmission media, that is the link that we are talking about, the link between two nodes or two devices. So in the case of guided media, I talked the physical path, that is, I talked about twisted pair. Then we have the cable, coaxial cable, and optical fiber. So these days we hear about the term optical fiber. So twisted pair was basically for communication earlier. So for all sorts of communication, we used twisted pair. After that, for higher data rates over longer distances. So high data, large amount of data could be sent over longer distances. That was sent through the help of cables. So coaxial cables were used for high-speed local area networks. So earlier we used to hear the term cables. So a cable has to be put in between these two, between the source and the destination. So we had high-speed cable for local area networks, and for high capacity, long distance trunk applications. So for high, if you want to send large capacities of data over long distances, we used cable. But now optical fiber is come into play. That is for tremendous, huge quantities of optical fiber has made the medium more attractive. That is, optical fiber is better than this twisted pair and coaxial cable. So for high-speed LANs and long-distance application, we are using optical fibers right now. And in the unguided transmission techniques commonly used, we use broadcast radio. So that was earlier, broadcast radio. After that, we came for microwave, terrestrial microwave radiation, and then satellites. Also, infrared transmission is used in some of the applications. So now we will move on with the overview. So the transmission media that are used to convey information are classified as guided and unguided, as I have mentioned. So guided are wire or optical fiber, unguided is wireless. So characteristics and quality determined by the medium and signal. So in unguided media, bandwidth produced by the antenna is more important. So what do you mean by bandwidth over here? It is basically the transmission capacity. So this is the transmission capacity of a network. So transmission capacity of a network is the bandwidth, and that is more important in the case of unguided media. In the case of guided media, medium is more important. That is whether we are using optical fiber, coaxial cable, etc. So in both the cases, that is in the case of in both guided and unguided media, data rate, that is how much data can be transferred, and the distance is important. So unguided media, the characteristics and quality of data transmission are determined both by the characteristics of the medium and the characteristics of the signal. So in the case of guided media, medium is more important, and in the case of unguided, bandwidth is more important. Now, one key property of signals transmitted by antenna is directionality. So in general, signals at lower frequencies, so lower frequency signal are unidirectional or sorry, omnidirectional, that is in all directions. That is, they propagate in all direction or propagate in all directions. While at higher frequencies, it is possible to focus the signal into a directional beam. So if we are talking about high frequencies, then it is basically higher frequency signals are for one direction or in one particular direction. So in considering these kind of cases, the design of the data transmission system, so the concerns, the key important things to be considered are data rate and distance. Data rate should be greater, and the greater the data rate and the distance, it will be good. So if we have good data rate over a good distance, that is over large distances, we have good data rate, then it is a good transmission medium or a better transmission medium. Now, what are the design factors? So the design factors of the transmission medium, or whenever we are considering the data transmission systems, there are a few design factors to be considered. So the first is bandwidth. So a number of design factors relating to the transmission medium and the signal are to be considered. So the first is bandwidth. So all other factors remain constant the greater the bandwidth. So bandwidth is basically the transmission capacity. So the greater the bandwidth, the higher the data rate that can be achieved. So higher bandwidth gives higher data rate. Next is the transmission impairments. Now, what do you mean by impairments? Impairments are loss of basically it is the loss of the function, or we can say in this case loss of transmission, gradual decrease of transmission. So attenuation can be said as that whenever it is lessening the amount of transmission. Attenuation, the term attenuation means lessening or decreasing amount of transmission. So if the transmission decreases for a given distance, so for a guided media, twisted pair generally suffers more impairment. So impairment means the transmission decreases than the coaxial cable. And compared, so basically if we are comparing twisted pair, coaxial cable and optical fiber, then twisted pair has more attenuation, or the amount of transmission decreases over time, and when compared to coaxial cable, and coaxial cable has less coaxial cable is suffering when compared to optical fiber. So this is the attenuation or transmission impairments. Now the next is the interference. Interference is basically when we are having interference from competing signals. That is, if we have more than one signal, then there can be an interference in overlapping frequency bands, and it can distort the signal. So the data can be distorted, or we may not receive the data at all. So interference is of important. Interference is important in unguided media. That is in the case of this wired medium. But in the case of guided media also, interference can cause some kind of problems or disturbances. So whenever we so twisted pair is basically kind of a wire, two wired system. So in this case, if the wires are bundled together and they're carrying multiple transmission mediums, then interference can be caused. Also, interference can also be experienced in unguided medium. Now, proper shielding of the guided medium can minimize the problem. The next is number of receivers. So a guided medium can be used to construct. So in the case of guided medium, if we have devices or nodes, then we can have point-to-point link. That is, from one device to another device, we can have a cable or a link, or we can have a shared link with multiple devices on it. So in this case of shared link, each attachment introduces some attenuation, or that is, as we have studied earlier, that by the end of the shared medium or multi-point link, what we will have is we will have decreasing frequency. So in this case, attenuation comes, and also there is some kind of distortion. So based on the distance or the data rate. So whenever we have more number of receivers in the guided medium, it increases the attenuation and also the distortion of the data. So now this is the figure for the electromagnetic spectrum, and it indicates the frequencies. So this is not really important, but we'll just see. So on which where we are using the guided media, on which frequencies guided media work, and on which unguided transmission techniques operate. So we will operate in this topic. Actually, we will see the guided and unguided alternatives. So if you notice over here, so power and telephone operators and microphones operate at this 10 square frequency. That is, frequency is measured in hertz. So at 10 square. Then we have the twisted pair. Twisted pairs work from 10, 10. So this basically is 10. So 10 hertz to 10 power 8 hertz. Then coaxial cables are from 10 cube to 10 power 9. So this diagram basically shows the different frequencies, and this over here is the wavelength. What is the wavelength and what is the frequency? Now at each frequency we have this ELF, VF written. So ELF is extremely low frequency. So if you notice, power and telephone operate on extremely low frequency to voice frequency. Then this VLF is very low frequency, etc. And EHF is extremely high frequency. So microwave antennas are at extremely high frequency, and obviously infrared and visible light and optical fiber are even more than the extremely high frequency. Okay, so this is the figure or the this diagram represents which kind of the transmission medium will be better, whether twisted pair, coaxial cable. So twisted pair and coaxial cable are till the very high frequency, while optical fiber is beyond the extremely high frequency. So it has greater transmission, it has greater bandwidth actually. So this is the diagram. Now we will study each medium. So these are the transmission characteristics of guided media. So twisted pair frequency is in this 0 to 3.5. So we are representing it in kilohertz. So that is why over there we had it simply in hertz. So we had 10 to the 7 cube. But over here we have kilohertz, megahertz, etc., tetrahertz. So for guided transmission media, the transmission capacity in terms of either data rate or bandwidth depends on the distance. So for guided media, there are two things to be considered. One is the distance, and the other is the medium, whether it is point to point or twisted pair. So over here we have frequency range, and what is the attenuation, delay, and the repeater spacing. At what distance we have to put the repeaters. So now over here, we will see in the case of guided media, we will see what are the three guided media that we are using. And also guided media is based on the distance and the medium. So medium, as I said, can be two. Either it can be point to point or it can be multi-point. Okay, so for the twisted pair, we will see twisted pair over here. So twisted pair is basically very less expensive. That is, it is among the three, twisted pair, coaxial cable, and optical fiber, this is the least expensive. And also, it is widely used. So the next is widely used transmission medium. And the next is, what is a twisted pair? It is basically a copper wire or two insulated copper wires arranged in the spiral pattern, and the wire acts as a pair of single communication link. So it acts as a pair of single communication link, and usually multiple number of these pairs are bundled together into the cable by wrapping them in some kind of protective covering. So there is a covering and multiple wires are bundled together. So over longer distances, cables may contain hundreds of pairs. So if you are putting this twisted pair over long distances, then this may contain hundreds of pairs. This covering may contain hundreds of pairs. And whenever we are putting this in longer distances, the twisting of these wires decreases and there is an interference between the adjacent pairs. So neighboring pairs in bundle have somewhat different twist. So whenever you are twisting this, so neighboring pairs will have different twist lengths. So what is the reason for that? So that interference decreases. And the wires have a thickness of 0.4 to 0.9 mm. And the twisting is basically done between 5 to 15 centimeters. So the twist length differs basically. Now after that, what are the characteristics of twisted pair? So twisted pair may be used to transmit both analog and digital transmissions. So for analog, amplifiers are required about every 5 kilometers to 6 kilometers. Now, what do you mean by an amplifier? Amplifier basically increases the power of signal. That is, at some distance the signal will decrease, right? So if you put an amplifier, the signal will again be back to the normal transmission rate. Now for digital transmission, it can use either analog or digital signals, and in this case it needs a repeater every 2-3 kilometers. So what repeater does is it repeats the signal at the same frequency again and again. So compared to other commonly used transmission mediums, coaxial cable and optical fiber, twisted pair is limited in distance. That is, we can use it over a limited distance, and it has a limited bandwidth. The bandwidth is 1 megahertz and the data rate is 100 megahertz. So the attenuation for twisted pair is a very strong function of frequency. That is, if we increase the frequency, the attenuation will also increase in the case of twisted pair. And also, the medium is quite, so twisted pairs basically have interference and noise because of the coupling. That is, as I said, in a protective shield, we have multiple twisted pairs. Because of that, there may be interference. Now, several measures are taken to reduce this interference or attenuation. Both of them together, we call them as impairments. So, shielding the wire with metallic braid, or or sheathing, or putting each of them separately reduces the interference, and the twisting of these wires reduces low frequency interference. And for point-to-point analog signaling, that is, if we are using analog signals, then a bandwidth is about 1 megahertz is possible. And for long distance digital point-to-point signaling, so data rates of few Mbps are possible, and for very short distance, 10 Gbps is possible. So this is about twisted pair, and in the case of twisted pair, we actually have two categories, so two varieties of twisted pairs. One is the unshielded twisted pair and the other is the shielded twisted pair. So these two, unshielded twisted pair or UTP, is your ordinary telephone wire. That is, your office buildings, they use this unshielded twisted pair, and office buildings by universal practice. So office buildings usually are pre-wired with excess unshielded twisted pair, and this is the least expensive, that is easiest to install and the cheapest, and it suffers from external electromagnetic interference. Now the next is shielded twisted pair. So shielded twisted pair is basically to improve the characteristics of the unshielded twisted pair. Shielded twisted pair came into existence, and what it does is it provides a metal braid, or it provides some kind of protection that reduces the interference. So the shielded twisted pair provides better performance at higher data rates. That is, compared to unshielded, it provides better performance, but it is more expensive and more difficult to work. So harder to handle because it is thick and heavy because of the metal braid. So twisted pair cables come in a variety of categories. Originally, most office buildings are having this pre-wired with 100 ohm twisted pair. So usually we have a 100 ohm twisted pair cable. This is referred as voice grade. So for voice transmissions, we have this voice grade twisted pair, and it was used before the LAN. So before LAN, everyone used voice grade. Now, the data rates and distances achievable with this voice grade twisted pair are limited, and people have started using the higher performance workstation and application. So they are preferring LANs. So which can operate up to 100 Mbps or over inexpensive cables. So compared to this, coaxial cables are inexpensive. So for that reason, people have started using coaxial cables and they have stopped using this twisted pair. Next we have the categories of this untwisted pair. So untwisted pair, unshielded twisted pair has the category 3, 5, 5E, 6, and 7. So basically, these are so category 3. If you see the bandwidth is 16, it keeps on increasing from one category to the another. And what is the cable type? The cable type is UTP, FTP, etc. And over here, what is the cost? So cost is basically the difference between the categories is the number of twists in the cable. So and also the cost of it. Next we have comparisons of this. So these are not really important. Now next we will study the coaxial cable. And another important term is near end crosstalk. So whenever signals couple from one pair to another, and near end crosstalk is basically it applies in this twisted pair wiring system. So the near end refers to coupling that takes place when the transmitting signal enters the link. So that is near transmitted signal is picked up by a near receiving pair. So in this case, crosstalk occurs. Crosstalk is it is nothing but electromagnetic interference, and near end crosstalk is whenever you have a twisted pair and near to each other and signals couple from one pair to another. So next we will study the coaxial cable. So coaxial cable, like the twisted pair, consists of two conductors. But it is constructed differently. So we don't have twisting over here, and it can operate over a wide range of frequencies. So outer conductor is a braided shield. So this is the outer conductor. Next we have an inner conductor, which is a solid metal separated by some kind of insulating material, and we have a padding or a outer sheath, outer covering over there. So it consists of this outer hollow cylindrical, and that is surrounded by a single inner wire conductor. Now, what is the advantage of the coaxial cable? Coaxial cable can be used over large distances, and it supports more stations. On a shared line, then on the twisted pair, and we'll see the application. So it has superior frequency characteristics to the twisted pair. That is, the frequency is more compared to the twisted pair. The performance is limited by attenuation and noise. Then we have the analog signals, that is amplifiers. We need for analog signals, we will need amplifiers every few kilometers. And if the frequency is high, then we will need them closer. That is, the amplifiers need to be closer. And we can have up to 500 megahertz of transmission. That is, the transmission usable spectrum for analog signaling extends up to 500 megahertz. And now for digital signals, for digital signaling, we need repeaters every 1 kilometer. And for higher data rates, we need the spacing to be closer. That is, the coaxial cable needs to be closer. So coaxial cable is basically for both, as you see, analog signals and digital signals, and it has frequency characteristics that are better than the twisted pair. And why is it better? Because of the shielded concentric construction. So crosstalk, that is interference, electromagnetic interference is less. For that reason, coaxial cable is better than the twisted pair. And also, what is the disadvantage, or what is the problematic features? The problematic features is the attenuation, that is the lowering of the frequency, and then we have thermal noise. So noise is produced, and then we have intermodulation noise. So these are the problem causing features in the case of coaxial cable. Now the next is the optical fiber. So optical fiber is very thin, that is 2 to 125 micrometer, and it is a flexible medium capable of guiding an optical ray. So various glasses and plastics are used to make this optical fiber, and very low losses have been obtained using these fibers. And how is the fiber made up of? So it has a core, then it has a cladding and a jacket, that is outermost covering. So the core is made up of glass or plastic, and then in that we have, so here we have laser or light emitting diode, and then we have a specially designed jacket which is of small size and weight. So the fiber is very difficult to manufacture, but it is very economical and provides very good performance. So in we have two kinds of core, that is one is glass and the other is plastic. So when compared to glass, plastic fiber is less costly and can be used for even short links. And optical fiber, as we see, has a cylindrical shape and consists of three concentric sections. So the core is the innermost, and it consists of one or more very thin strands or fibers made of glass or plastic. The core has a diameter in the range of 8 to 50 micrometer, and each fiber is surrounded by its own cladding or a coating basically, and that has a diameter of 125 micrometer. And the interface between the core and the cladding here, in this case, so this is the core and this is the cladding. So the interface between that acts as a reflector. So, and this outermost layer is the jacket. So it is made up of plastic or any other material to protect against moistures or crushing or environmental danger. Now, what are the applications or the benefits of optical fiber? So it is very good over long distance telecommunication, and it is being used in military also. And improvements in the performance and the decline in prices, because both plastic and glass is uh, less cheaper compared to the wires in the earlier cases. So it has lower prices, and the characteristics can be the greater capacity, data rates of hundreds of Gbps, small size, lower attenuation, and electromagnetic isolation, greater repeater spacing, etc. So these are the advantages of optical fibers. So greater capacity is, that is the bandwidth and the data rate of, in the case of optical fiber, is very huge, and we have Gbps of data, that is the data rate is of hundreds of Gbps, and over the distance, that is tens of kilometers. So compared to this, the coaxial cable and twisted pair does not give that much distance, does not give more frequency over great distances, and the size is smaller and lower weight. So optical fibers are considerable, are usually thinner than the coaxial cable or the twisted pair cable. So that is the advantage. The small size is an advantage in various environments. Next, we have the lower attenuation or the frequency, that is the lessening of the frequency is low compared to both coaxial cable and twisted pair. and it remains constant. That is, in the case of twisted pair wire and coaxial cable, it will keep on decreasing as the distance increases, but in this case, it remains constant. Next, we have the electromagnetic isolation. What does that mean is optical fiber systems are not affected by the electromagnetic interference. So, like noise or crosstalk, it is not affected by these kind of things. And also, in addition, the security is good, or fiber is difficult to tap, or there is a high degree of security. Next, we have greater repeater spacing. So in the case of both coaxial cable and twisted pair, we saw that we needed repeater at every few kilometers. But here we don't need it at every few kilometers, so tens of kilometers at least. So around 30, 40 kilometers, we need a repeater depending on the optical fiber. So this means if we don't need repeaters, it means lower cost and fewer sources of error. So the performance of the optical fiber has been kept on improving, and this is the reason optical fiber is better when compared to coaxial cable and twisted pair wires. So for today, we will conclude it with this, and guided media we will be seeing in the next class.